G'day fellas. Welcome to the first game in a show match series between TheViper and DauT in Age of Empires 3. Now normally these players would be coming at you from the very comfortable seats playing Age of Empires 2, but today we've got a very special event put on by EGCTV. Now you would be familiar with the Blind Civ series from EGCTV. This is an example. This is a game in that where each player is playing in the Blind Civ series. Now, DauT has chosen to play the French. Viper has chosen to play the Portuguese. Now, the Portuguese are quite strong on ATP maps, so Viper undoubtedly going to be looking to pick up some sort of early trading post potential here. Other alternatives include things like the spice trade, which is an option. Now we'll be taking a look on board with DauT. We'll see what he's opening up, opting to scout over on the left-hand side and keep the Explorer over on the right-hand side and idle at the moment. He's fixed that up, so he's dropped down that house as well. So going down for a relatively standard build order, not opting to go for that early trading post. Now keep in mind, these players are, I'm not going to say new to the game, but they are not their comfy selves right now. They are feeling a little bit sweaty, I would say, because this is a show match. This is a show match with a lot on the line. I think this show match is a $500 show match. So the winner of this is going to be, granted that that successful, or the successful victor of this show match is going to be given that $500. So it depends on who wins as to who gets that money. And so we do see we've got Viper playing his very, very favorite, very, very famous yellow color. Personally, I'm not a fan of yellow in Age of Empires 3. In Age of Empires 2, it's very good because you get a lot of map bonuses when you play as yellow. But when you play as yellow in Age of Empires 3, it just kind of looks a little bit off. And now we've got a little bit of a tussle going down in the middle. DauT's Viper's Explorer is called DauT. DauT's Explorer is called Mr. Yo. And now treasure contention looks to happen. DauT actually was pulling these away, trying to kite them out. But now we've got a little bit of a fight that's happening. I don't think does Viper know that now? Viper knows that he can probably kill this scout, but he's moving it away. I'm curious to see whether he's actually going to be pulling it away. So it looks like he was trying his hardest to try and take out this scout, but now DauT chucking his Explorer into melee, so not able to get that scout, managing to survive with just 29 HP. We'll take a look at DauT. We'll see what he's sending. He's sending in 3 couriers from the home city. We'll take a look and jump on board with Viper. We'll see what he's opening up with the economic theory, which is quite a, I guess I would say a standard play here. Looking like he's doing a bit of chopping as well, so potentially going to be going for a hunting dog opening here. Viper now managing to free himself, so doing a nice little bit of micro. And we've got the 13 courier to bar age up now. And managing to get that hit on the Explorer. So 13 courier to bar is going to be what the age up is. The villagers going out onto wood. So I guess one of the things we see with Age of Empires 2 players is they have no, when it comes to being afraid of wood, they're not afraid of wood. They will just chop wood all day. We've now got the Quartermaster going up for DauT. We'll take a look at Viper. We'll see what he's up to. So he is actually just chopping one villager on wood. You know what? He's probably just having, those early game nerves with the Viper. He's playing a new game, that sort of thing. I mean, he's done all of his herding. He's got the herding in quite well at this point. A lot of villagers on wood, and so really not focusing on his age up just yet. Now age up going in queue, Quartermaster as well himself. So we'll take a look at the decks, see what we've got. So a pretty decent deck. His deck is called Snack. I like that. That's a good name for a deck. Actually a really good deck. Genuinely a very, very nice deck here. The only thing I would really consider changing would probably be like the Genitals card. That's it. Other than, like, maybe take that out for heavy fortifications, but other than that, it's like, it is very, very solid deck making right here. Maybe like ATP in the first stage, but other than that, that's a really good deck. I'm impressed. And then we take a look at DauT. Let's see what he's up to. DauT going up with a very, I would say this is a very old school deck, and the reason why is because we've got all these resource crates in Age 2, because normally we see that Wilderness Warfare card being used a lot, as well as normally mercenary cards. Has got the 7 skirmishers in here, no 4 dragoons, but got the 3 the 3 cuirassiers in here. And both players now going for trading posts, as we did suspect. So the Viper's Explorer DauT. That's gonna confuse me. I just got to remember that Viper is playing on his trusty yellow, and we should be fine. We actually see that DauT looks like he might be macroing towards a potential fast fortress. Now, keep in mind, DauT is old school when it comes to fast fortress. So back in the day when DauT initially used to play, like Age of Empires, it was old school. I am talking like 2006. I'm talking when the game was released, DauT was the guy that I used to watch his replays of. I used to like, I didn't have internet at home. So you know what I did? I went to school, I downloaded the replays of Age Sanctuary through a proxy server because Age Sanctuary was blocked at my school. So I had to use a proxy. I would download them onto a USB thumb drive, take them home and watch them at home. And I would download like 10 replays a day. And here we see right now in 2021, I'm able to cast DauT's game. So it feels amazing to be able to watch this live. Hunting dogs now in queue. We've also got the stable going down. So it looks like this could be, is this a potential toxic semi-FF? We've got a 50 coin treasure in the back of the base. It hasn't been picked up yet. DauT, you got to wake up over there. And nice micro here from the Explorer. So we can see that when it comes to the mechanics of each player, when you've got the mechanics of each player, both of them are aware of mechanics and snaring. Like we saw earlier that that Viper was able to free his Explorer with his own defensive snare. We've got DauT, who is sort of like doing the circle trick out here. So both of the players know what they're doing. We've now got the second town center that is going up for the Viper. We'll take a look and see what the first shipment is. Sending in that 700 wood and opening up with a stable here. This is, I guess my question is, opening a stable, it's going to be a little bit hard for you to open stable with the wood and then going from the stable. Like if that was the coin shipment, I could definitely see that. I suspect that there's probably a little bit of new build order jitters at the moment. Potentially going to be showing us something else. We've now got the TC coming up, throwing down that second villager almost immediately. We've now got the 6 musketeers going to be coming in behind that. We'll check in with DauT and see what he is up to. Viper now on the bottom side of the map has killed the guardians of this treasure, but hasn't shift-clicked his Explorer onto it just quite yet. DauT now moving out for a little bit of a search. Going in search of some villagers, undoubtedly. Oh, Drongo, you shouldn't have, Drongo. That was disgusting. I can't believe you just did that. All right, I won't do that again, I promise. That was bad. But we've got both players even on a single trading post. Scores are very even as well, 100 points between the two, and we'll spot and see whether DauT is going to be able to pick up some settlers here, potentially. Viper does have a couple of villagers out here gathering wood. A fair bit of wood being floated at the moment. Doesn't look like... I would definitely say Viper's got to work on refining his build order at the moment because this build order does look like it could need some work. Maybe you know what it could have been? He could have been thinking, I'm going to make hussars. In Age of Empires 2, hussars cost wood and food. He was like, I'll make hussars. Well, sorry, they don't cost wood and food. They cost food, I think, exclusively. And not realizing that in Age of Empires 3, they actually cost coin. So definitely from this perspective, it looks like DauT is in the lead just simply because he's got units out on the map. And he looks to be macroing towards that 4th age. He does have the 4 crew to bar that have come in from the home city. Managing to... Looks like he's going to be able to pick off 1 settler. Now the musketeers are going to be able to chase that away. 900 wood floating Drongo style. That is a great point to make that this is a casual... Like he's obviously been watching a lot of Drongo stuff. This is how you do it right here. Dropping down 2 houses now in the back. And looking like he's going to be macroing towards potentially getting some hussars out for himself. Dropping down some trading posts, so potentially going to be looking for that. Now sending this through the 700 coin, getting those double shipments, or those double trading posts, not too bad. The steel traps as well coming through for DauT. DauT definitely macroing towards that age 3 that we see. It looks like he's doing it quite aggressively as well, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him just pull a whole bunch of villagers onto the coin mine at this point. Slowly sieging down this town center, or this trading post. We've got the hussars on the extremity of the map, and we might speed it up just as we've got a little bit of a lull in the action at this point. The barracks now going down for DauT. DauT looking very strong, very formidable at this point. Take a look back at Viper's perspective. Viper now looking to clean up the Musk raid. Dropping down a second stable as well. Now, DauT has now scouted out that it's the double stable. Now, keep in mind, in Age of Empires 3 compared to Age of Empires 2, you've got batch training. So, in Age of Empires 2, you want to be dropping down your second military production building quite early in the game. But in Age of Empires 3, because you can batch train units, it's really not that big of a deal if you delay it until a little bit later. Obviously, you're able to support 2 military production buildings quite early, but compared to Age of Empires 2, where often in games, I remember playing Age of Empires 2 and having 3 stables up at 10 minutes. That sort of thing. 10 minutes? I don't know. Maybe I'm going a bit crazy. Maybe that's a bit too early. But when I'm doing like that fast castle build, I get my 3 stables up very, very quickly. And it's very rare to see 3 stables typically from a from a from a player of the game. We'll say that much. We'll take a look at DauT now, going up with the marksman. So this is old school. Okay, so this just shows you how old school DauT is. So back in the day, the marksman used to be the go-to age up because it gave you 6 skirmishes, okay? And the age up, it wasn't fast, but it was a lot faster than it was now. In one of the patches, they actually added 20 seconds to all of the age ups that weren't the exiled prince. And so that made the exiled prince a lot stronger. That's why we see the exiled prince in basically every single civ that can choose the exile prince almost always does it. Now, this is DauT's kind of showing his age a little bit by going up with the marksman, because we can see the issue is this extra 20 seconds that he's got to wait. He's now gathering all of these resources that otherwise he'd be ready to go for. He's looking like really quite strong. He's got those 2 shipments in the bank. He's got a whole bunch of resources. He could be going fast industrial at this point. And so now we've got the Explorer from Viper going to be going down. Both players still relatively even in score. DauT now hitting the 3rd age at about 9 minutes 40. Skirmish is going to be coming out. We'll speed up the game just a little bit. 6 skirmishes now coming out from the town center as well. Keep in mind, these are from the age up, the marksman, sending in 8 skirmishes as well. Going to be training 3 cuirassiers. So quite a decent amount of units. Needs to be dropping down that mine. And now we see Viper hitting the 3rd age as well. We'll go check in on with him. We'll see what he's up to. Viper now, he's got that shipment in base. Going to be training up some dragoons. Got a whole bunch of dragoons that are going to be coming in. So Viper definitely not mucking around when it comes to the dragoons. I like that both players are sticking to sort of what they know. Viper, a bit more of a cavalry-focused player. DauT a bit more focused on the infantry. And at the same time, we see DauT now pushing out with a whole bunch of skirmishes across the map. He's got a whole bunch here, as well as 5 that are down here as well. So definitely not too bad. We now see that the cuirassiers are about to come out. He's got to drop down that house before he gets popped. He does indeed get popped. I've watched a lot of DauT streams, and one of the things I see even in Age of Empires 2 is DauT gets popped a lot. So it's good to see that nothing has changed over in Age of Empires 3. But one thing he needs to be careful of, he's got 2 shipments that he needs to send through. So the skirmishers now moving out onto the front line. Dragoons moving up. When there's as many dragoons as there are skirmishers. And he puts the dragoons into melee mode. So very impressive knowledge of formations right now. I don't know if this is something that you could do in Age of Empires 2. I guess it probably is, but when I think about it, like this is quite decent, and DauT doing a great job, still focusing down this musketeer as well on the back line. Now the dragoons are going to get caught, snared, if you will, by the cuirassiers, switching them over into ranged mode. So displaying his knowledge of game mechanics quite well there. Viper is score pulling ahead a little bit for DauT now. DauT's shipments are arriving in. He's got those 8 skirmishers that have arrived from the home city. He's got the 2 falconets. Now keep in mind, in Age of Empires 3, players do have access to the home cities. It's going to allow them to speed up their gameplay compared to something like Age of Empires 2, where you don't really have that option. You can send stuff in. You gain XP throughout the game. You get this trickle of experience. And we take a look and we see that on Viper's side, so he's sending in those 8 Cassadors at the moment. Definitely has a formidable study down, but I'm seeing a little bit of a no-no right now. I'm seeing a mill down from Viper at 12 minutes. Oh, Viper. So this is one of the things that Age of Empires 2 players have got a little bit of trouble with, and it's adopting to the mills. So in Age of Empires 2, going for farms early is definitely a thing that you do. But in Age of Empires 3, you want to try and exhaust hunts as much as possible, and that's exactly what DauT is doing at this point. So you can see he's out here hunting on the map. And unfortunately, it's a very big investment to be putting down a mill this early in the game. And so now DauT pushing in. Definitely looks like he's got a superior composition. I would at this point, I would definitely prefer the amount of skirmishes that he's got compared to the Cassador mass. There's only 8 Cassadors at this point. Not too bad macro from him. He's only floating about 500 resources at the moment, which is pretty darn good if I do say so myself. And he's got to be careful because, like, take a look at this micro. DauT just doing a really good job at effectively microing out, and Viper just being so cheeky, putting his units into melee mode, now switching them back to ranged. But one of the things that we see is when units swap over their stance, they also stand still. You're issuing them a new command, so they don't change on the fly. And as a result, it means what we saw is his units just stand there, and he lost 1 or 2 because of it. So now we've got the Falconets moving in, and Viper dropping down a 2nd mill. So it really just comes back to players not knowing this kind of stuff. So this is stuff that you would expect. Like when you look at the mechanics and you see the way that each player is playing and the skill that they're administering, it is very clear that they have solid fundamentals. It just comes to stuff like the game knowledge that it becomes a little bit more difficult. So now we speed up the game just a little bit because at this point the Falconets are going to be able to siege this tower, this town center down. From Viper's side, we've only got 2 Husks that are in queue. Viper looking to do a little bit of a flank, but DauT picking this up. Skirmish is now focusing down the Dragoons on the back line. Cazadors are going to be in a solid position here. A huge amount of Cuirassiers as well. We see 7 Cuirassiers that are coming out for DauT. And I think Viper is going to get absolutely cleaned up here by DauT on the back line. And Viper saying good game. There it is. Game 1. Game 1 going over to DauT. So I'll fix up those scores for you guys. Congratulations to all the faithful believers of DauT, our Lord and Savior.